Hello friends, welcome back to Data Center Guru Knowledge Platform, knowing A to Z of data center. In my last session, I talked about due diligence, type of due diligence, and how it is done. And typically, I also do some kind of deep dive into uh, site location building risk assessment, which is the first step towards design or build of a data center. So that activity outcome becomes input to the design team to incorporate and minimize the risks or mitigate the risks associated with site building and location related stuff. So in today's session, I'm going to talk about techno-commercial due diligence. So this is one type of due diligence. It is specifically done for a purpose, for a specific kind of skill stakeholder who requires this activities to be done. So when we talk about this due diligence, so it is like a marriage between two entity, two organizations, which happens, and it becomes very necessary to know each other, their worth, their details, before this marriage happen to ensure this marriage is successful. So there are obviously multiple stakeholders or multiple kind of organizations who ask for it at different stages. Like whenever any organization trying to have merger and acquisition, they go for a techno-commercial due diligence. Any partnership is happening between data center companies and other companies, they need to do that. Similarly, if somebody is creating a joint venture, or if somebody is creating a public offer, and most importantly, if somebody wants to migrate their data center from on-premise to third-party data center, or they intend to migrate their critical workloads or any workload to the cloud or any data center, third-party data centers, it becomes very necessary to understand and know each and every aspects of it so that you have a peace of mind and expect whatever your expectations are, it the delivery and the reality gets breached, and that's how the key success of these ventures what we are talking about. And this due diligence is one of the activity which plays a very important role. So let us say I want to get an investment. So normally I get the due diligence done for my organization, for my data center, so that that is a document. Whenever somebody wants to invest or create a joint venture with us, he evaluate my due diligence which is done, and if required, they do a separate due diligence from their side to ensure and cross validate that whatever due diligence it is there is 100% facts are established and clear. So it is typically to mitigate all the related risk liabilities and ensure that it is win-win situation for both the party who are shaking hands here. So these are the key stakeholders, and these are the key purpose for which this due diligence is done. So in this slide, I am going to talk about what is the process, how it is done. So process is not something which is new. Activities can be new here. So process, obviously, first whoever does the due diligence has to clearly scope and what is the objective of the due diligence which is being done, so that he put all his perspective which is required in order, and he prepares the checklist and prepares the due diligence process accordingly. And in the initial change phase, he shared the information required from the different stakeholder, so that they organize those information and share with them. Then apart from that, there is a site visit happens, and there is a one-on-one discussions or interview happens with different stakeholders uh, to cross-validate the information or even collect a lot of information is a part of this assessment phase. So when we have all the data collected, then we need to do analysis in terms of risk analysis, in terms of competitive analysis, in terms of financial analysis, in terms of compliance analysis. So it's a huge. If you put a block together, we call it also SWOT analysis to find out what are the strength, weakness, opportunity, and the threat, and accordingly you evaluate and create a worth of organization, and accordingly you shake hands to have a mutual benefit for the future. And once this analysis is done, the detailed analysis report is prepared and then shared with the stakeholders, followed by a final presentation, and then we, whoever is doing this entire activity, he moves out of the project. So in this entire process, the key pillar or key success are three key pillars which is required to be done in details. Each pillar is, again I said, subject in itself, and it requires a deep dive into these subjects or these pillars, analyze, and then consolidate the report, analysis and recommendations report around it. So the first is the technical part of that, second is the legal aspect, legal compliance, and third is the financial aspect of it. So we will do a deep dive in the subsequent slide, what is taken care of in technical, what is taken care in legal, and how, what are the different aspects which is looked in during the financial aspects of due diligence. So when we talk about the technical due diligence, so we divide this entire technical aspects into two parts. One is the infrastructure element, and the second is the operational element, which is a continuous process which happens. So infrastructure element is also a big, as I said, data center building blocks, and each building block is its subject in itself. So we are talking about all these building blocks, and which starts from same site, building, location related risks. What are the risks associated with it? So that when we look at the entire all these building blocks together, we can be able to find whether all those risks are mitigated or there are still open risks associated with it, and if it is, what is the level of that risk. Then you look at the architecture of that building, how, whether the structure of that building is enough to take care of the data center load requirements, civil aspect of it, electrical, the entire electrical system, how it is designed, how reliable and resilient, how capable or what is the capacity, and so on and so forth. The mechanical aspect of it, then overall integrated solution. So what is the availability, what is the level of availability which is taken care during the design process or integrated design. So that tells you this particular infrastructure is, let us say there are different benchmarks available, like I know Uptime has got 4 categories in data center availability ranks. Accordingly, you can decide, whether tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, or tier 4. So people can just compare the infrastructure solution, what level of availability they have got. Similarly, they can also look at the efficiency aspects of it. So then fire safety, what is the level of automation which is there, what is the level of technology is being used in the data center. So what is the aging effect of how aged those infrastructure or those assets are, how well maintained those things are. So another aspect we are talking about the operational part of it, which covers people, process, technology, and partners. Also, we look at other aspects in terms of how efficient or how the efficiency is being taken care, what is the capacity utilization, whether do you have a continuous improvement plans, proper governance process in place to take care of the all the aspects, whether what is the availability, what was the past history, is there has been any outage, if there is, how it is, what was it, is there a root cause analysis done, what is the problem or diagnostic, do we have incident database. It's a completely operational aspect assessment, and then and we see what is the maturity level of operations, because it plays a very very important role why you sustain the reliability and performance across the lifespan, and apart from the infrastructure aspect of it. Another application of this technical due diligence is also done by a lot of customers as a periodic assessment in a year, in a 2 years, to ensure that they create a visibility or transparency of the current infrastructure and operational aspect of it. And they find out if there is any further risk which has come up in the data center, so that before any problem happens, you are able to take the prevention measure, and it is a part of continuous improvement plan. So we have seen a lot of organization goes for this periodic assessment. They call it audit assessment or due diligence. There are different names, but the purpose and the activities are the same, which we are talking about. Now, when we talk about the legal and financial due diligence, I have divided into two blocks as the name suggests itself. So there is legal separately and financial separately. What are the different aspects which is normally looks into and then analyzed in the legal aspects, so the taxation part of it, labor compliance, all other statutory compliance related with it, or regulatory compliance, whether it is there or there are some non-compliances there in the data center or the organization. Is there any litigation which is there? What is the IP available? How many patents this organization has got? Or if there is any conflicts on the IP or the copyrights over there. So objective of this legal and compliance is that what are the risks or liability of the organizations associated with the statutory and as well as the legal requirements, so that these are the very dangerous things, because a lot of legal or hidden liabilities are there which you do not know so easily, and then later on then you realize and regret that yeah, we typically skipped it, and it is becoming a major hit or major issue for the specific organization. So it's a very very important part to be looked into. Second part is the financial aspect of it. So obviously, that organization or the data center, what is the profits they are making, what are the revenue patterns, how are they on the receivables, how the assets are, how old or aged the assets are. So based on that, the depreciations and other aspects are taken care of. How are customers, how are the suppliers, supplier liability, how are the orders, which is orders which is open or there in the system to be delivered, payables, similarly the future projections of the organizations or the outlook on the revenue on the order forecast. So this typically tells you the financial ability or strength of the organization, which is also very very important, which any organization creating some kind any kind of the joint venture or investment they look at, because that's what also plays a very very important role in providing return to the investment people are doing into it. Then with this I complete this technical due diligence commercial due diligence session, and in my upcoming session on 31st March 2021, I would like to start the next step of data center life cycle, which is data center design. So obviously data center design is a very very big subject, so I may have to segregate into multiple sessions, and then I would be taking multiple sessions on it so that you are aware of, and I try to make and link those sessions in such a way that any people, even non-data center people, can be able to understand very easily. So, with this, again, I would like to thank you for your patience and your time going through my sessions. And again, I would request you to see the complete session. It is not a long session because it is not only just opening the file and looking at the slide and it gives it. Typically, once you go through the entire session, then only you can be able to understand, and it can add to your knowledge base and enhance your skill sets. Second is I would request you to please provide the feedback areas of improvements so that I bring some improvement in the entire process, which would be more beneficial, more interesting for you. So, with this, I would like to thank again. Have a great day, have a great evening, great morning. Bye bye.